But yeah, it feels amazing to be back at... Wait a minute, what? What? There used to be a store here, but it's gone. What? Higsby! What the hell, Higsby? There's a flyer posted here. Something's written on it. Closed temporarily for personal reasons, huh? Even wrote the hell. Higsby! What the hell? What about my useless chips? Then again, I have 0 zinny. What happened to my money? Damn it, Lan! I have nothing! I literally have nothing. Mega Man's acknowledging that. Oh, I love this game. My library is completely empty too, I'm guessing. Yeah, it is. 12 out of 250. Which is more than likely going to all be the exact same stuff. And Mega Man's back down to 0, which I could argue is actually not that he's gone down to 0. It's that everything is stronger with every progressing point in the series. And so you're at max stats in Network Transmission, but at minimum stats in Battle Network 2. That's some big brain thinking right there. Or Lan has been looking up too much porn. I mean, let's not go into that discussion, shall we? What do you have to say? The blue house down there is where that land boy lives. Why do you know where I live? The pink place. The kid there is named Melu, I think. Why do you know where all the children live? What? What is wrong? What? I'm a salesman. Knowing who lives where is my job. True-ish, except knowing where all of the parents are is one thing, and acknowledging them by the parents' names, like the Hikari household, and so on and so forth, that which I don't think anyone else has a last name. Oh God, what the hell? But acknowledging everybody's parents is one thing. Knowing where everywhere is based on what child lives there, you are a creepy old man. And for that, you must die. No. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing too much in this. More people. Man, I want more Battlechips too. Return to monkey. Check out my chip folder. It's full of cool Battlechips. Mine were better than yours, though. I'm whining too much. PTs are, like, so cool. It would be so lame without one. Like, totally girlfriend, you know? Ay. I don't think that anyone else here is going to say anything interesting. Everyone's just talking, like, tutorial crap, which... That's a really interesting notion. What is the possibility that everybody's going to be speaking about the same tutorial-based information at the exact same time in your day-to-day life? I mean, after we get through with the first, like, the opening segment and Jack back out of the net, everyone's going to be talking about random nonsense just because everybody has their own stories. But for some reason, everybody's going to give you a little bit of a tutorial if you need it right now at this point in time. You know, the possibilities of that are so astronomically low in reality. Furthermore, the fact that no vehicle has struck land right now, it's very bizarre as well, because I'm just standing here in the middle of the road like an idiot. Alright, look at this guy. Hey, you know about virus busting? Let's say I don't. It's when you jack in... Ow. I spit my tongue. Oh. Where you check in your PET to fight viruses on the net. You fight viruses with your Navi and delete them. That's why virus busting is so important. Ah, that hurt. Yeah, everyone's gonna give some. You know, who are you and why are you in front of my house? That hurt. Hello there. I'm here from Dingas. You had a problem with a gas appliance there or something? Huh? Isn't that Miss Yai's house? We'll get right on it. I was going to comment about the fact that our stove is not a gas-based oven. It's actually electronic, and I've already dealt with that problem twice. But I thought that would... I'm not going to go and talk with all the all of the NPCs, not PETs. There are too many acronyms. Ay. But I'd rather come in here and talk to this cheesecake. Mom's latest challenge, the perfect cheesecake. Note, any cheesecake is perfect cheesecake. Except for literal cheese cake. That's just gross. She's going to keep baking until she makes a perfect one. Lan, can I date your mother? Because cheesecake is delicious. It is. Speaking of which, hey, Mom. Welcome home, Lan. How was school? Fine, Mom. That's nice. Now, what was I going to ask you? To try your cheesecake, I guess? I don't know. That's good. Why is everything... what? Hold on just a second. Everything's moving on its own. No, it's not. It was. I'm confused. Lan! I know you've got it, so let's see it. Excuse me, what? I got what, Mom? Don't you what me? Your report card? That's what. Oh damn. I don't miss this. Damn. I was hoping you'd forgotten. Okay. Well, now let's see. What? Lan! Uh-oh. Don't you... Uh-oh. Me, young man. Lan, maybe you should apologize? You're right. Mom, I'm sorry. Now can I go play on the net? Oh, you are playing with fire, kid. Most certainly not. Homework first. Aww. You heard the boss lady. Homework first. To use the R button to jack into the PET. PC. Damn it! Too many acronyms. Let me go jack in. I keep not doing those jokes. Jack in, Megaman, execute. It's like part of me wants to do those jokes, but the rest of me is like, no, that's too easy. And it's a little bit much right now. I don't really want to make those types of jokes right now. Lan, we're in the computer cyber world. No duh. Before we go out to play, I'll start this homework program. I wonder if everyone went straight home. Well, I'll start today's homework program. We'll begin by reviewing basic virus busting techniques. So, yes, this is a trope that's going to exist throughout all the Mega Man Battle Network games. In Battle Network 1, obviously, I explained exactly how you battle, how you use your chips, how you do everything. And Battle Network, like in Network Transmission, things obviously were different because it was a side-scrolling, like, shooter, like the classic Mega Man games. But, of course, in Battle Network 2, things have reverted back to the same way that they were in Battle Network. Now, we're going to go over the basics, obviously, and it's kind of funny because you have to kind of feign ignorance a little bit about the fact that Lan has just saved the world twice from the same thing. Technically 3 times if you count the Zero virus. Because he saved the world from the big bad, which is the life virus, as well as the Zero virus. And yet, they're talking about the basics right now. The bases, like the most basic of basics. Talking about how the chips work. Obviously, they kind of had to do that because of the tutorial. But still, it's weird. Especially because Lan acts like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Granted, it could be just him trying to prolong the discussion, so that way they don't have to move on to, like, wasting the teacher's time, so that, like, allotted amount of time, so that way they have to cut it short and move on to the next stuff the following day. Like, just prolong stuff, like how kids used to always do back in high school. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I say high school, but it's like that all throughout school, really. Anyway, plot, kind of. So, obviously, we're going to be going over the custom window. We're going to be going over the HP of my character and of the enemies, the viruses. Yes, it's describing the attack force. That's the amount of damage that any of the chips can do. On your chip, there is the name. There's, of course, the avatar for the chip, as well as the chip's letter code, the chip's element, and the chip's attack force. The attack force is how much damage it's going to deal whenever you land the chip on the enemy, whenever you hit the enemy with the chip. The letter code is going to be important later. All the rest of it, it's not really too important right now. The element, we don't describe or get into any depth with here because we don't have anything that's resistant or weak to any elements. But obviously, there's that different triangle based on enemies' weaknesses and so on and so forth. I'll explain that a little bit more later. That's not important right now. First, obviously, just like I keep saying, obviously, stop it. Stop it now. Just like in Battle Network 1, if you have multiple of the exact same named chip, so in this case the cannon chip or the mini bomb chip or whatever, you can select multiple of the exact same chip. So if you have 2 of the cannon chip, 3 of the cannon chip, or at max 5 of the cannon chip, considering there are a maximum of 5 chips that you're allotted at one time, you can select those chips at the same time, as long as they have the exact same name. Now, that being said, if a chip has the exact same letter code on the bottom left, in other words, this one having an A, that one having a B, if both of them had an A, you could use both of them together. They don't have to be the exact same chip for you to use them. They just had to have that same code. There is one type of chip like that replaces the letter code chips. I'll explain that in a minute. But of course, we get into the actual combat, and you've got the custom gauge, which just like in Battle Network 1 and in Network Transmission, during combat, the custom gauge is going to be constantly filling. When the custom gauge maxes out, you can hit the L button or the R button, or you can hit both if you're feeling frisky. And it's not going to do anything different, but it will bring you to your custom screen, that same window that we were just in, where you can select your chips again. There are a couple of differences between this and Battle Network 1 that I will address later. But right now, it's not really important. We can't really discuss it right now anyway. One thing that is pretty interesting, though, really, Miss Mari? If they reach zero, you're dead. Thank you for being so blunt. Oh, God. But anyway, if your HP drops to 0, you die, obviously. That being said, unlike in Battle Network 1, if you lose any HP in combat from Battle Network 2 onwards, that HP will not fully revitalize, recharge after combat. You will keep that lowered HP from Battle Network, from combat. You'll keep that lowered HP as you progress throughout the net. So if I get hit by something and go down to 90 HP, 80 HP, whatever, I will be at that level when I go into the next fight. Unless, of course, I heal myself with a sub-chip or something else to that degree. Some mystery data or something. Obviously, the chips that you're using is above your head, just like in any of the other games. Yes. We're discussing the custom gauge, which I've already explained. Not important. So, of course, doing math, these chips do 40 damage. The enemies had 40 HP above their heads. You hit them with those chips, they're gonna die. Good job. Now for the next problem. Anyway, so this is where it's going to describe more about the chips based off of their letter codes. First of all, of course, it's describing the fact that some of the chips are support chips that will allow you to steal, in this case, steal part of the enemy's area. In other cases, you have chips that will allow you to heal yourself. You'll have chips that will allow you to recycle chips that you've wasted. You'll have chips that will allow you to break panels, stuff like that. Not all the chips are weapons, as she's literally saying on the screen right now. It's all a matter of strategy. So this right here gives you that extra area to move by stealing the panels on the leftmost row of the enemy's area. So if you combine that with the wide sword, which are two completely different chips, mind you, but both of them have the same letter code, the letter L, then you can use them in succession. Now, there is an exception to this rule. If a chip has the letter, quote-unquote, letter code that is an asterisk, you can use that one as well with anything that has the exact same letter code. So if you have area grab L and wide sword L, and you have a wide sword asterisk, and you use all those, you can use them together. But if you have wide sword L and wide sword S, you cannot use an area grab with an asterisk. The letter codes have got to be the same. The asterisk acts as a wild card that takes place of any of the letters, as long as it's the exact same. It sounds kind of confusing because I'm wording it in a very confusing way. I'll explain it to you later, and I'll show it off a little bit later too. If they have the exact same letter codes, you can use it. Now here it is. Some codes have an asterisk. Some chips have an asterisk code. It's like a joker. It can go with anything. Not exactly, but she's not explaining it correctly either way. It's not important right now. I think the only thing that we have that has an asterisk on it is actually the attack plus 10 chips, which are kind of a pointless chip for me because I never really use them. They're really only, to me, they're only useful whenever it comes down to fighting an enemy that has an aura to them. Another fun fact. Right now, I've stolen a part of the enemy's terrain. So, what happens if I walk off this terrain? Well, quite literally nothing. But, is it going to always be like that? Actually, no. You can steal enemy terrain all the way up to that last area. You can also throw another area grab. Like, I could have thrown a third area grab right there. But I would not take the last row that the enemy has. Nor would I take 2 of the last panels that the enemy had and just corner the enemy. You cannot do that. What will happen, however, is I will damage the enemy. I think it does like 10 damage to the enemy. It's negligible. Just like the attack plus 10. Again, negligible. But the interesting thing about it is that those work on a timer, an invisible timer. You have no idea how long it's going to last. It's the exact same length of time. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like 30 seconds or something. After that timer is up, if you retreat off of those panels, you will lose those panels. So if you retreat back to your area, those two rows that you just stole are back on the enemy's side. Just a little bit of food for thought, especially considering the fact that there may or may not be enemies later on that have that same ability. That same ability. Woohoo! No. Just something to remember. Good job. Now for the last problem. Now, this is where we get into the thing that's the biggest difference between, outside of the HP thing, the biggest difference between Battle Network 1 and the later Battle Network games. Right now, we're going to be opening the folder up to have more stuff. So in this case, whenever you start any fight, you have a maximum of 5 chips you can select. You also have a maximum of 5 chips you can select from in your custom window. You see? Those 5 that were there, including the 3 recovers and the other 2 chips. Now, if you don't like the chips that you have, those ones that you can choose from, you can take as many of the chips that you can select and put into the, like, in other words, it's easiest to explain while I show it. You see how you got those 3 recovered, the 3 recover 10s? I can grab all 3 of those in one turn, right? Put them into 3 of the slots that I can use in combat, right? Instead of using them in combat, I can go to the add button with those 3 equipped, and that will add 3 extra slots onto the bottom row. That second row. So 1, 2, 3. That will open the 3 rows, the 3 slots underneath this. If I had a 4th chip that I could select in there, or a 5th chip I could select in there, that would open up the other 4th and 5th respectively. It doesn't matter which chip you grab, so it could be this one, and then this one down here. It will still only open 3 slots, so it's not like a matter of, oh, you had to make sure you have a chip here and a chip here that will help you to max out all. No, it doesn't work like that. That would be stupid. And kind of cheap, too. The other thing, though, once you use those 3 chips, or 4 chips, or 5 chips, or whatever many chips, and you use the add button, you discard those chips. The next time you open the custom window, these 3 chips are going to be replaced with something else, and there will be 3 brand new chips underneath them as well. A total of 6 chips added onto the 2 chips that you already know. You just had to wait 1 full turn. Another fun thing, with meteors, unlike any other enemy in the game, these guys all act in turns. So this one right here will attack. That allows the one behind it to move. So you can actually line them up to be able to do little combos and hit all of them with an attack. For instance, a really long sword? I don't know. Ta-da! Yep. See, just like I explained. And like I said, you can grab 3 that have the same letter code, or 3 that have the same name. If you grab these 2 right here, the one that has a B code and the one that has the A code, you cannot grab one that has an asterisk code. So a mini bomb with an asterisk on it, for instance. Granted, if it's a cannon and an asterisk cannon, it's still a cannon, so you can use it with anything else that is cannon. That is technically canon. Confusing? Sure. And yes, I did do that. I don't know why. Actually, part of me does. Because I just wasted 3 chips, and yet I only opened 2 slots. There's a maximum to the number of times you can do this little trick. You cannot have more than 10 chips at one time. And the other thing that I wanted to show off was that even if you use some of the chips that were on this selection, like this area, it doesn't automatically, unlike in Battle Network 1, it doesn't automatically wipe out this little menu. You have a few turns that you can select any of those 10 chips in combat and use them. After those turns are up, however, these will revert. I don't remember how many turns they last, and that may also only be in like Battle Network 3 and later, but I know that was a thing. Anyway, plot. You did extremely well, Len, as usual. That's it for today. Come run the program again tomorrow.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Done. Finally. Hey, new mail. Who's it from? It's from Dex. He wants me at the square right away. Oops, I totally forgot. Then I'm off. If any viruses pop up, bust them good. Hell yeah. Actually, let's see exactly what he says. Hurry up. Okay, Dex. Where are you? Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Where you is? Hurry your butt down to the square with Megaman. What the hell, Dex? Oh, I love it. Oh, yeah. But to be honest, I've been doing this for about an hour now. I think I'm going to call it quits for now and continue onwards in the next episode. Granted, this is going to be probably cut up into 2 episodes at least. But yeah, we're going to continue the Mega Man Battle Network series and have a little bit of fun from this point forward. And by the way, this isn't going to be the only LP that I'm doing. There's a couple other ones that I'm going to start working on as well, including one that I've already started recording. And perhaps one that I have finished already, that I may or may not have finally been able to get the audio synced up just right and get it to the point where it's actually going to work right. And you guys might actually be able to enjoy it. So yeah. I don't know which one of these all is going to come up first, But until next time, everybody, this has been Irving Cascade for Let's Play Mega Man Battle Network 2. Take care, have a good night, and I hope to see y'all again. Cheers!